In order to select the most perfect woman to be the queen, the king spent a lot of money to create a set of pure gold molds to test the bodies of the 3 candidates. They are Anna, the hostess of St. Paul, Mia, the snake fairy of Egypt, and Lisa, the beautiful princess of Istanbul. But since all 3 princesses are as beautiful as fairies, the king can't make a choice at the moment. So he had to move to the mold to test 3 people. The outline of the mold is the most perfect body proportion. Not only that, there are 108 bells hanging on it. Whoever rings the bell during the test will be ruthlessly eliminated. What surprised the king was that all the princesses are well trained in various countries. They have a strict control over their bodies since childhood. The 3 of them passed the test of the mold without effort. But it's not enough to be a queen with only appearance. You have to have excellent wisdom. So the king started the second test. He asked the hostess to give a difficult question. He didn't expect that the 3 princesses not only had the face of a jester, but also had the top IQ. Faced with the hostess's question, the 3 of them answered as if they were flowing, and even gave answers from different angles. The king had no choice but to start the third test. He ordered someone to bring a table and pour 3 cups of wine on the table. Then he told the 3 princesses that one of the cups was highly toxic, which means that if you want to be a queen, you have to be brave and lucky. After that, he put the 3 prisoners on the table for demonstration. He saw that one of them died of poisoning immediately after drinking it. Now Princess Lisa's face turned pale in an instant. Before the 3 of them could react, the king ordered the guards to cover their eyes with black silk and asked them to bring 3 new cups of wine. Then they disturbed each other's positions. After doing all this, he took off the black silk of the 3 of them. At this time, the king claimed that he would not force anyone. It's not too late to quit the competition now. The Egyptian princess who heard this said that she didn't want to lose her position. Now the contestants are Anna and Princess Lisa. Neither of them dare to show weakness and continue to compete. In order to prove that she is more courageous, Princess Lisa came to the table first. Although she really wants to be a high-ranking queen, in the face of this situation, even if she is proud, she is also a little confused. After hesitation, she decided to let Princess Anna drink first. However, Anna was not afraid at all, so she took a cup and drank it. She saw that there was no sign of poisoning on the other side. Princess Lisa regretted at that time. Now, survival and death are on the verge of turning around. She didn't dare to drink the wine in her mouth after all. In the end, she chose to give up. Fortunately, Princess Anna drank the second cup in the eyes of everyone. She didn't wait for everyone to react. She also drank the last cup in her mouth. Everyone was stunned. It turned out that the smart Princess Anna had already seen through everything. She felt that the king, who loved her so much, would never let the innocent die in this way and let the dead prisoner cough up. And the fact is true. After the king's order, the prisoners on the ground stood up without a scratch. The king was very satisfied with Princess Anna's performance. He conferred her as the queen of the world. And what the king didn't expect was that the queen, who was chosen by thousands of people, would wear a green and shiny hat just a few days later. She will also become the first queen to be crowned on the grassland of Baghdad. The beautiful queen only wore a green hat for the king. She was rewarded by the angry king to the slaves. It turned out that Princess Anna's delegation was attacked by a group of bandits on the way. The bandit leader was struck by the princess, who was depressed. So he forcibly took her away and planned to take her back as his wife. Fortunately, a maid escaped. The knight captain who was patrolling happened to find out and learned that Princess Anna had been taken away. So he immediately led the knights to chase her. After a long journey, he finally saw the traces of the bandits. The knight ordered the whole team to attack. The bandits still wanted to resist. But how could the bandit army defeat the regular army? They were killed in no time. The leader of the bandits, who noticed something was wrong, took Princess Anna away at the first opportunity and hid on a mountain slope where it was hard to attack. The knights could only chase them to the foot of the mountain. After a detour, they saw that the terrain here was dangerous. If they forcibly attacked, at least half of the people would be lost. In order not to let his subordinates die in vain, the knight had to negotiate with him alone. He asked the leader of the bandits to release Princess Anna. The leader of the bandits was also very wise. He suggested that Nick could buy her back with 100 heads. When Nick hesitated, the leader of the bandits advised him to test the fire first. However, in just one glance, Nick was deeply attracted by the princess's majestic face. He agreed to make a deal with the other party. When the bandits left, Nick couldn't help but take off Princess Anna's veil. He was instantly fascinated. And the princess also fell in love with this handsome knight captain. The two of them soon had an indescribable event, and the next day Nick took on the mission of his delegation to escort the princess to Baghdad to participate in the queen's campaign. Before entering the palace, Princess Anna hoped to elope with Nick. She didn't want to be a stupid queen. But Nick thought that such behavior would surely anger the king of Baghdad. At that time, there may be a war between the two countries. In order to ensure the overall situation, the two of them had to make a sacrifice. Nick didn't want to do it, but he had to send his beloved one to the palace. In the end, Anna was also selected to be the queen, and became the queen's woman. Nick, who was watching, was torn. The two who loved each other couldn't be together. It was worse than killing her. And since that day, Nick has also become unstable. He was drunk in the brothel all day. He thought he would never see Anna again. Until the day the delegation planned to return to the country, Anna's maid found him. It turned out that Anna wanted to see him before Nick left. Excited, Nick immediately disguised as a eunuch and sneaked into Anna's bedroom. The two who loved each other can't wait to hug each other, who knew that the king who came to favor her would see the scene. So he immediately ordered the guards to surround this pair of men and women. The angry king ordered to execute Anna in public, but he let Nick go because he wanted to let Nick experience the taste of life. Soon Anna was put on the execution platform. He had to be whipped 9,981 times. But according to the law of Baghdad, others were allowed to take the punishment instead. Nick, who heard this, stood up decisively to take this cruel punishment for Anna. He didn't expect that Nick was a tough guy and was whipped 9,981 times. He didn't say a word, and Anna's eyes were full of heartache. The king who saw this scene was furious. Angry, he ordered again to throw Anna into the slave pile and kill herself. The slaves who heard this were so happy that they carried the beautiful princess away without stopping. And Anna made a desperate cry. When the slaves were ready to enjoy the meal, Nick's knights arrived in time and saved Princess Anna from the slaves. They sent Nick and Anna out of the city. They thought they could finally be together, but they didn't know that everything was under the control of the king. Because Nick suffered a cruel punishment, the weak couldn't run away soon. What's worse, they were shot by a bow and arrow. They immediately realized that the king had done this. The other party didn't intend to let them go, but used this method to exterminate the two people. Without the supply of water, the weak Nick couldn't hold on for long. He fell to the ground and could no longer move. Anna, who saw this scene, was heartbroken. She had no choice but to leave Nick alone and look for the source of water. Who knew that she had just found the source of water? The king appeared in front of her and told Anna that as long as she let Nick go, she would not care about the future. Let her go back and continue to be that noble queen. But Anna was determined that she loved Nick alone in this life. She would never be a stupid queen. But at this time, the king threw a bag of gold bricks to her and then put down a sentence saying that she would go back sooner or later. Anna was confused by this operation, but soon she understood what was going on. After the two of them finally came to a town, they didn't expect that she couldn't even get a sip of water here. Even if she gave up all the gold, the villagers still dared not offend the king. Anna, who had no other choice, could only go back. Who knew that as soon as she came out, a large number of cavalry appeared around her. It seems that the king had already expected this situation. In order to protect the person he loved, she had to come back to the king. And the king still liked her very much. As an exchange of conditions, he immediately invited the imperial physician to treat Nick. When Nick woke up from a coma, he learned that Anna had exchanged her life for freedom. Although she was very reluctant, now everything was settled. Inevitably, Nick had to lead the delegation back. Anna thought that they would never see each other again in this life. At that time, the palace was in turmoil. She and Nick were able to meet soon. The king's most trusted general was plotting a rebellion in Labong. So when it was late at night, he led the army into the palace. He took over the palace in a flash. Under the protection of the guards, the king was able to kill Chongwei. They planned to escape to Nick's country to rescue him. In order to get rid of the general, he personally led the army to kill him. Anna accidentally fell off the cliff during the escape. Fortunately, she was saved by two old men. Anna dared not delay this time, so she borrowed a horse from the two of them. After a few hours of long journey, they finally arrived at Nick's side. Anna hoped that Nick could send troops to help the king. Although the king often beat the eunuchs, he was still a good king. Nick immediately led the delegation back to support. They bravely fought and soon broke the verdict. Nick also personally salved the general. The king was deeply moved after knowing it and apologized to the two for his previous behavior. As a compensation, he allowed them to be together. The two went through many hardships. In the end, the lovers finally fell in love. And the film ends here.